We've been talking a lot about the NBA playoffs, and Next Impulse Sports has come up with a list for all 30 NBA teams of their best uniforms, right? I looked through it, not really for me, right? But you go to Next Impulse Sports if you want to see their take on what everybody.
This is their of all time, like as a certain team's uniforms has evolved.
Like here was the best Laker uniform, okay. Here's the best Cavaliers, here's when you got it, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that they included, obviously, so I just fast forwarded to the Wizards, which is tough. I'm in a bind because as a Wizards fan, and anytime there's a list, you got to go to the bottom of the list. They're number 30 every time you click. The advantage is that as an A's fan, if they go by nickname, they're first.
Well, the advantage in both of those, you know where they're going to be.
It's true. You always know where they're going to be. I always know where my teams are going to be. They're either the top or the bottom. So, and they included the current Wizards uniforms, which is, since the inception of the Wizards, by far their best uniforms because it pays homage to the old Bullets uniforms, which were so great and which mean a lot to everybody who was there for the last.
Coloring works. They're in DC.
They're in DC, and the Bullets had the two L's in Bullets shooting a basketball. It was just good stuff, and it was red, white, and blue, and they didn't look like, they weren't goofy, but they didn't look like anybody else's uniform anywhere. So, but they included the new Wizards, which is good, but isn't as good as the old Bullets. So I went through that whole list, went down to the Wizards. I mean, that whole list. I mean, I wasted almost 40 seconds to scroll down to Wizards or click through to Wizards because I was hoping they'd do a Bullets uniform. They didn't. They just went with the Wizards uniform. But so I'm going to give you what I think are the best uniforms that I've ever seen in the NBA. Certainly the best Bullets, best uniforms in the history of that franchise. So take a look at this picture here, and it's a good picture because it's a couple of Hall of Famers. Wes Unseld and Bill Walton with the Blazers. And that's a year, that's probably the year, that's either the year the Blazers won the title, which was 77 when they beat the Sixers, or the next year, presumably 78, where the Blazers, I think, opened the year 50-10. And then Walton got hurt, and then the Bullets actually ended up winning the title. And the Sonics ended up beating the Blazers in the playoffs. So the Sonics went to the finals. I don't know who beat the Blazers in the playoffs, but the Blazers were set to win a second straight NBA championship. Walton was so good pre-injury, such a phenomenal player.
I think he's one of those guys, Bruin. He's one of those guys that, this is a side note again. I'm sorry I keep doing it. But, we know who the enemy is. We know where all the Bruins are. We just know where they are. We got to keep your enemies close. Anyway, so I think, and just they're talking about design of uniforms. You know what I'm really annoyed by is of every uniform, no matter what the coloring design is. And I noticed it mostly in that one because it was a significant cutout around your shoulder area.
Can we go back to that photo?
Yeah, there's a significant, but for both those uniforms, just because that was the style then. Everyone talks about the short shorts, and those are annoying, those are horrible. Yeah, come on. But the rest of it, uniforms now are basically cut off tees. Yeah, they go over your shoulders.
You like
so
this
much.
better?
Yeah, you need some free range of your shoulders here to play basketball. And it looks better, in my opinion.
So here's the other picture that I want to show you of the Bullets jersey, and this is a Sports Illustrated cover that I have. So take a look at this. That's during the Bullets playoff run, right? That's Elvin Hayes, Hall of Famer Elvin Hayes dunking it. But I want you to look at a couple things. Check out to our right, Hayes' left. That is, I believe, a guy named James Silas, who was a pretty good player before the Spurs on that George Gervin on the Iceman teams with Larry Keenan too. He was like their third option. And this is how far the NBA has come. This is unbelievable. This is a playoff game. This is an Eastern Conference playoff game. The Spurs were in the East back then, right? And I guess James Silas's jersey didn't get sent. So it appears that James Silas is wearing a Bullets road jersey reversed because there's no Bullets marked there.
Oh.
So he's wearing the blue road jerseys. The Bullets gave him a jersey, and he turned it and put it on backwards and played the game like that in an NBA
And it's indicative because he's wearing the blue shorts.
Blue shorts, and that's the Bullets road jersey. It's just backwards, so they don't see the numbers on it. Yeah. That's 1978. Right? I mean, check that date there. Yeah, that's when it could have been 79 when the Bullets lost the title, but that's 1978. The Bullets beat the Spurs. I just find, and you see, look again at the photo. You look in the background of the photo there. You see the other Spurs players wearing their They're wearing the Spurs black jersey. So they didn't even think, hey, can somebody get this guy a black T-shirt? It's so great.
It's got to flip it inside. But I guess.
But I mean, look, that's 1978. In many ways, how rinky-dink was the NBA in 1978? I believe 78 still, when the Bullets won the championship, maybe I'm wrong. If not 78, then certainly 77, 76, I know for a fact. Not all the finals. 1976, the Celtics played the Suns in the finals. Great series that I think the Celtics won in maybe 7, maybe 6. There was a great win by the Suns in that game, a great comeback overtime or double overtime win when Garfield Hurd hit a great shot to win it. Those games, some of those games weren't in prime time. They were tape delayed. You didn't even get to watch the game as it happened.
I'm sorry, man. If I was an old school 70s, even early 80s NBA legend, I'd be so bitter at the things that these new guys get. And maybe they are. I mean, the fact that we saw Dr. J and those guys doing amazing things in Chucks, the Chucks that we wear every day and walk around and take off at the end of the day and go, whew. Man, the flat bottoms of these, they're really hurting my feet.
They played in this.
They played jumped out of the gym in them. No.
My feet hurt from sitting in these shoes.
No nice springboarded floors and all that stuff. I mean, they say that. That's one of those things about the NBA they say.
There was an easier way to do this.
I mean, and they did it in Chucks. They did it in Chucks. And then with hard metal rims that didn't break away.
So I bought these, by the way, Jayar. You'll like this. I like this. It's a good color. It's like a faded black, right? You approve of this shoe,
totally.
Right? And then I got this freaking nonsense on the first day outside. Because we're...
Do you know where?
Yeah, outside my house.
Things where you looked up and you're like, shit, when did this happen?
I can't tell. It doesn't ruin it, though. It's okay, right?
No, actually, there's a thing about Chucks. I had some, and then I scuffed them, and I was annoyed. And serious Chuck wearers were like, oh, yeah, no, you can't wear clean Chucks.
You can't wear clean Chucks anyway.
You're a chump.
Right. So now maybe I need to go out there with the other shoe.
So you meant to kick shit around.